Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you paranormal freaks. It's the last Saturday of the month, and you know what that means. The veil is at its thinnest. So if you're brave enough, all of you hitchers and drifters, load up for a ride with Golden Jade and Logan as they traverse to the other side.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is Golden J, and I'm hanging out with
his co-host and future ghost, Just Logan.
It's
back. It's been a while.
It has definitely been a while. Just the craziness of Just Logan's world, and the craziness of your world, pretty much, bud.
Yeah. It'll do it.
Did you all notice the long hair's gone, the beard is a lot shorter.
Chest hair's growing back, arm hair's growing back. Everything's growing back quicker than the hair on top of my head, that's for sure.
The hair on the top of your head always grows back slower, bro. I'm just saying.
It does. I mean, but yeah, there's a small work fire, and it cost me a good chunk of my hair. So, but it grows back. It's coming back.
Actually, it's coming back in a lot thicker than I anticipated. I thought it would be. I thought you'd still be kind of a skinhead there.
Oh God, I'm not built to be a skinhead, man. Everybody I see is like, oh, you finally decided to get a big boy haircut. And I was like, there was no decision there, sir. It was made for me.
It just
I will
happened.
grow it right back. It is nice though. Like laying down and going to sleep with no long hair, and like getting out of the shower and it's dry instantly. I will give it that.
Dude, it's probably been 20 plus years since I had long hair. I think Montana was still a baby when I cut up all my hair.
I was still there when you cut it all off.
Yeah, it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I loved having long hair, but I do not miss having it.
I get it. And like me, I shaved the sides when I had long hair just so it was less to deal with, which made it a lot nicer. But like I said, it don't legitimately getting out of the shower and just running a towel over it once and being done, and going to sleep and not choking on my own hair is rock solid.
It almost convinced you to keep it short, won't it?
No, I'm a little bit. It's coming back. I just got to get through 8 different awkward stages of it, and we'll get there.
Well, listen, everybody keeps asking me if I'm going to bring back the mullet. And I say no.
We all make bad choices.
It was a good choice back in the...
No, I'm saying it would be a good choice to bring it back.
Oh, no.
I support it. I absolutely support it.
Not. Although, if anybody could fucking rock it, it's this guy right here.
I agree. Absolutely. But yeah, of course, I fucking burn all my hair off the day after I bought a brand new pack of hair ties, too. Just a brand new pack because I was out, and it just then it was gone.
It's karma. That's karma right there. Well, if you can see, if you're watching on Patreon, you see my Bigfoot peeking around the corner of my microphone there. We did spend the weekend in Townsend last weekend, and so make sure you check out episode 273, which is going to come out here in a couple weeks. Me and the Rocker Chick really break down what we did in Townsend, and it's a great Bigfoot episode. We just recorded it earlier tonight. I think next on Wednesday we've got Larissa's back, and then you'll have the Bigfoot episode. So make sure you check that out because I thought it was a great episode. I enjoyed the recording of it, and we throw a lot of Bigfoot information. But man, I'm gonna tell you, the Bigfoot Festival was fucking awesome. I had a blast. I had a blast.
Glad you guys dug it. You got what did you get, a hat and a shirt? It looks like you got both on there.
Well, I stopped in. Check this out. So this is Bigfoot in the Smokies, which is one of my favorite stores there in Townsend, Tennessee. I always stop in there when I'm there to spend most of my paycheck picking up some shirts, hats, and wristbands, all kinds of stuff. Whatever I'm in, whatever I see, I gotta buy. I love that little store. So if you're ever in Townsend, you got to swing in and check it out. Also, I hooked up, got a chance to talk again with Adam Davies, the utmost expert in Bigfoot and cryptozoology, paranormal hunter. I mean, the guy does it all. And hopefully in the next few months, because he's busy, working on a documentary right now, but we're going to have him on the show.
Well, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to pick his brain. I spent the last few days just deep diving Adam Davies, watching YouTube videos and reading articles, and I need to scan his IMDb to find out on all the ghost shows and stuff like that he's been on, so I can go back and watch those too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. Super nice guy. Yeah, I walked in and reintroduced myself, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I thought you looked familiar." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I was down here in September," and just started talking to him like we were like the bestest of friends. So I'm excited. Hopefully we can get it worked out. But the guy's a busy guy.
Yeah, no, homeboy stays busy. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but that's a good kind of busy to be.
Absolutely. How's streaming business? I know you said you took a little hiatus, but you plan on
coming back. I've been getting harassed about taking time off. I told everybody in advance. I was like, I'm gonna take a month off and just chill. Gives me some time to like edit some stuff and plan some stuff, and just like I've been doing a lot of stuff at the house. Like I've been tearing through stuff because I hold on to a bunch of shit. So I've just been downsizing everything and
right.
All that jazz, and spending some time like getting out a little bit more, like going and seeing like I went to my buddy Caleb's house the other day, and I for like a crawfish thing, and I hadn't been out in that section of Orange in a long time. I saw Matt in person, which I hadn't seen in a long time, and he's growing his hair out, and I told him to keep doing it because like he used to have long hair when we were younger, and then he started shaving it like he's always been.
Right.
And he was like, I don't have a choice now. He's like, I grew it out. My wife told me I can't go back to looking like a thumb. So, hanging out with my sister and all them at their house when I get a chance. And like I said, just getting out a little bit more. When you do this stuff all the time, you kind of get locked into a lot of stuff and don't get out into a bunch. So, I'm just trying to figure out when I do get back to it, like how many nights a week I want to do it and what I want to do and all that jazz.
Right. That's kind of where I'm at. I want to start doing it, but I'm a little reluctant because I know of the commitment that it takes, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared to deep dive into that. So I'll get some ideas, but look for us on Twitch. Golden Mojo Entertainment. Just put it in as one word, you'll find us.
Golden Mojo Entertainment. I need to make sure. I'm fairly certain I follow you, but I have to double check. Like I said, Twitch is inconsistent.
Right.
You can't rely on them to let you know when people you're fucking following are streaming.
Right. Yeah, and that's why we use Facebook and so on and so forth, so we can kind of keep everybody up.
Every time I go live, I'm posting in 3 different Discords, usually posting on Facebook, and that's if I remember to do Facebook, and wherever else I can.
Yeah, you got to be able to punch it in on social media and make sure that everybody knows that you're going, and that's usually how I find when you're live. it pops up on Facebook or something like that. So I usually try to jump over and catch a little bit of it. And depending on what I'm doing, sometimes I'm editing, so I can't get to it right away. But, edit life. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I planned on coming back with a streamathon the weekend. My birthday's on a Thursday this month, and I was like, I'll do it that Saturday, have like a birthday thing and like stream for a bunch of time. And then I was blindsided by Charlie saying that he got a hotel, a rental vehicle, and a plane ticket, and he's just showing up the day of my birthday and stay until that Sunday in town. Just out of nowhere. So, like, I was like, I to be honest, like, I know his heart's in the right place, but at the same time, I was like, who does that? I was like, for all you know, I had plans, or I'm not going to be in town. I was like, and also, in my industry, I can't take vacation time during the summer.
Right.
So I'm like, I hope you have something to do, because I'll be working that Thursday, I'll be working that Friday, and then I'll be working half a day that Saturday.
So no streamathon then.
We're gonna see. I'm gonna get it somewhere in there. I just don't know if my thing is when I planned it, like, I plan to do it solo, like,
right?
Because when you have guests on when you're streaming, you can't use your muffs. You have to do it open in the air, and when you do that, you have to make sure the speaker that's coming out isn't so loud to where it's going into your mic and doubling the audio and all the shit. So it's easier just to do it with the fucking muffs on.
Right.
And with a guest, it's usually not that. And then also my setup's a one-person setup, and it just, like, it's a whole mess of stuff. And also, you don't know what other people like on camera. Like, I barely got to interact with the guy at the wedding.
Right.
And outside of that, I ain't seen him since I was like 9.
Right.
So, like, I don't know if he's gonna get on in front of the camera and say something fucking heinous or fucking. you never know.
He's gonna pull a Bose.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know. Fucking, that's the last thing you need is to find out, like, oh man, childhood best friends are racist, and you find out while you're streaming online, and you're just like, whoops.
Yeah, I got to meet Charlie at the wedding, and it was so funny because it's like he kind of blew in last minute, and the next thing I know, he's asleep on your parents' couch, and your mom's got him all tucked in, and then next thing you know, he's gone, and had to leave, and it was like, man, this is just weird.
It is. Like I said, poor guy. He was supposed to be the day before, and then his flight got canceled, so he stayed up all night at a fucking airport. Got in just like an hour before the wedding starts, and then is like, well, now I kind of got to get back and get ready for this and try to get some sleep, and it's just like, I was so busy, like, so I barely got to interact with him at all. So, I mean, but like I said, he was just like, unprompted. We weren't communicating. He was just like, oh, he's like, you're expensive. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And he was like, oh, I got a plane ticket, a rental car, and a hotel room. I'm coming these days. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
It'll be good. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. Like I said, I mean,
he seems like a really nice guy.
He's always been a nice kid. Yeah. He's just always been a lot.
Yeah,
it seems like
impulsive.
that has stuck with him.
Yeah. Impulsive.
Yeah.
He's digging it. He wants to reconnect with his best friend.
Now, I would have just drove from Florida. So, in that case,
yeah, no,
which isn't cheap either, because gas is high as a giraffe's ass too. But
yeah, well, and what are you guys running down there in Texas right now?
Not as bad as most of the places, because we're near a lot of oil and stuff, so we haven't broke $4 yet. So we're doing better than a lot of other places. I've got friends all over that are like, oh, we're paying way more than $4 right now. And it's like,
right. Yeah, we were discussing that in tonight's recording. It's like we are setting the highest we've seen right now is $4.99. Of course, with traveling, getting down into Tennessee, it was like $3.75 in some spaces, and $4.09. The Buc-ee's was $4.09 on the way down and $4.19 on the way back. Which is like, it's just a couple days apart, but it's like, that's a 10-cent difference. But it's still cheaper than what it is in Indiana. Indiana just traded out their, we have a gas tax. They've suspended that again for another 30 days to try to keep prices a little bit lower. But Like all your friends in California, I bet are playing what, close to $10.
Well, on the bright side, none of the motherfuckers drive. So
Oh.
I mean, but I imagine the Uber's got to be going up if everything else is.
Oh,
if the gas is
absolutely,
going
yeah.
up like that. But I mean, like I said, it's ridiculous. The sad part is right before all that happened, gas was about to be the lowest I've seen as an adult. Like it was about to hit $1 or something
Right.
down here, and it was about to get just under $2, and then next day it was fucking 3 something, and I was
Right.
like, oh god damn it.
Yeah. I filled up on a Tuesday and on Thursday to hit $4.99, and I'm like, damn, I'm glad I filled up 2 days ago.
But too bad it don't last
No.
for shit.
No, well,
Next thing you
that
know, it's
car we
empty
don't
again.
drive as much. We drive Bobby's car a little bit more. So, and I mean, 35, I think we hit 35 on the trip, miles to the gallon. So I'm not complaining.
No, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, Charlie coming to visit. That's crazy. But yeah, I would
see how that shakes out.
I would have fucking drove. I can't imagine what those plane tickets cost.
Not to mention Texas airports are a hot nightmare right now with the TSA people
Yep.
all tapped out, and not a lot of unlike a lot of airports out here, Texas is just chocked full of ICE agents have replaced all the TSA out here. So it's the wait times are insane, all that's insane, like it's just a clusterfuck. And I was like, I straight up told him, I was like, I wouldn't have done that, and I live here. And he was like, oh, it'll be fine. I was like, well, with your track record with fucking flying, good fucking luck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he has not had a good track record with that. So,
No.
oh wow.
So we'll see. I don't even know where airport he's flying into or what hotel he's staying at. He hasn't given me those details. So, like I said, he rented a vehicle, so I'll give him that. Godspeed.
Well, one would think that he probably flew into Dallas with a pole jumper over to Beaumont, and I mean that's what I did. I flew down into Dallas and then jumped over to Beaumont. And I'll tell you what, man, Beaumont is
Tiny.
that is the fucking airport to go to. To be honest, if you got to get past through
it's
TSA,
tiny and it's quick, but the
Yeah.
problem with it is you pay for it for
Right.
sure.
Oh, yeah,
because it's significantly more expensive to do so.
Yeah, for sure. I'll just drive. I don't mind. I don't mind the drive. Get to see shit.
I'm getting to where with especially this week, I have good weeks and bad weeks with my leg, and vehicles right now just do not agree with me at all. Like if I'm in the car for more than 10 minutes, my leg starts to hurt something fucking fierce. So I couldn't even fathom driving anywhere that long.
Yeah, it's I definitely felt it on the way back on Monday. It's only 8 hours. I mean, that's it's really not that bad, but just I was done. I was done with being in the car at that point. So it's all good
Fair.
though. It's
You ever let Bobby drive, or is it just you?
It's just me. She doesn't like to drive, especially at 90 miles an hour down a fucking 4-lane highway in some of these cities. She's definitely not into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just zone in on what my good friend Billy used to say. You just got to be the craziest motherfucker on the road, and everything's fine. It served me well for 20 years. He wasn't into that though when I was driving him in Chicago and I was being the craziest motherfucker on the road.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
he's
Jesus
all about
Christ!
it. And,
Yeah, he's
until
like,
you're driving. I
Right.
rode with my sister. Nobody ever drives me anywhere. I'm always the person that's driving. And I rode with my sister to a concert the other week. And Kayla and Jeremy were with us. And before I got in the car, I had like 5 drinks. And Kayla was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You'll see." I was like, "You'll see." And then my sister's driving like a fucking maniac all the way to Houston, and she's like, "Normally you'd be stressed out," and I was like, "Yeah, that's what the 5 drinks are for."
Now you know.
Yeah, take the fucking edge off. And then right when I got to that concert venue, the first thing I ordered, they were like, I like the Liquid Death teas and everything, and they had one that was mixed with Jameson up there in a shaker, and I was like, right there, we gotta keep this buzz going. And they made that thing strong as shit.
Right on.
So,
And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Nah.
that. All right, buddy. Are you ready to get into this April review?
I am. I've got some
He's got
pages here.
notes, people. We're
do.
on it.
We'll
I
see.
think-
That's
I
it.
think
It's
the last
been a hot
one-
minute.
The last one we did, you hadn't had a chance to really go over anything. We just kind of just talked about things.
Yeah, just wung it. But I'm ready. I'm good to go. You ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, folks. We're gonna see if I can still read.
Haha.
All right, welcome to the other side, a late-night road trip down the back roads between what we understand and what stares back when we stop asking questions. I'm Just Logan, and sitting shotgun, as always, is my co-host Golden J. Now look, we're not here to tell you what to believe. We're not here to sell you certainty, and we're definitely not here to pretend the world is as simple as people want it to be. We're just two guys in a car after midnight, headlights cutting through the dark, talking about the stories that live just outside the edge of the map. The ones that whisper in a small towns, passed down to bar conversations, or written off too quickly by people who never actually stood in the cold and felt something they couldn't explain. Sometimes we lean believer, sometimes you gotta lean skeptic, but either way, we're paying attention, because if there's even a chance that something is out there, watching, moving, remembering, we'd rather be the ones talking about it than the ones pretending it's not worth conversation. So wherever you are tonight, on a shift, on the road, listen to us in the shower, or just lying awake wondering what that sound was in the other room, you're with us now, and this is The Other Side. So we're going to be kicking this off with J-Dub on April 1st, episode 265. Picture this. It's 1973 in the middle of America, full-blown UFO fever dream. People are already staring at the sky every time a street light flickers, and down in Pascagoula? Pascagoula? Does it say Pascagoula? Is that how we pronounce it?
Sure.
Two exhausted shipyard workers, or thanks for the help, just trying to relax after work with a little nighttime fishing trip. Instead, according to them, they end up living through what sounds like an unaired episode of The X-Files, written by a sleep-deprived Southern Baptist. On October 11th, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker claimed that they heard a strange mechanical buzzing near the riverbank. Then they saw a glowing oval-shaped craft appear out of nowhere, and because apparently the universe hates peaceful fishing trips, 3 humanoid creatures floated out towards them. Now, these weren't your classic little green men. No, sir. These allegedly look like nightmare mannequins. Pale skin, claws, hands, wrinkled elephant-like texture, and movement so stiff they looked less like aliens and more like somebody programmed a haunted refrigerator to walk. The men said they were paralyzed, floated into a craft, and examined by some weird floating robotic eye, which honestly sounds either extraterrestrial or exactly what happened during a colonoscopy in the future. Here is where the story gets interesting, though, and why believers still cling to this case today. When the 2 men reported the encounter to the sheriff's office, investigators secretly recorded them while leaving the room, expecting them to crack and admit it was a hoax, but instead of laughing or high-fiving each other, the tape captured genuine panic. Parker sounded absolutely terrified while Hickinson tried calming him down, both convinced they'd experienced something real. Now, skeptics point out that there is no physical proof, no aliens, of the aliens, but of course that was before the time of TikTok, so there wasn't footage ready available. No crashed spaceship parked behind the Waffle House, stress, misidentification, cultural UFO hysteria, all people use for explanations, and honestly, fair enough. The 70s were weird sometimes. Half the country thought aliens were landing, the other half thought disco was a good idea. But decades later, both men stuck to their story, especially Calvin Parker, who was alienated by most of his friends and family, who maintained until his death that what happened that night was completely real. So was it extraterrestrials conducting backwoods medical exams? A shared psychological event? Sleep deprivation mixed with swamp gas and Cold War paranoia? Depends on who you ask. But one thing's for sure, if aliens are real, they apparently love traumatizing fishermen in the American South. That was rough.
It was so funny because you think about 1973, which is 53 years ago. And, these guys came forward to tell you what's going on, and they just got nothing but ridiculed the entire time.
It's awfully bold to go right to the sheriff's station with it, for sure.
Right. Well,
So
I mean, what else are you going to do besides just take it home and try to sleep on it? And then you can't do that because now you're wondering if they're peeking in your window.
yeah, I imagine if it like legitimately happened for the rest of your life, you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're like, are they coming back? Like, why do they do all that stuff for me? Are they watching me forever now, like a lab rat? Are they planning on coming back and get me? Did they put something in me?
Yeah, see, that'd be a curious question. Did anybody ever scan them and find anything in their body, like some sort of tracking unit or something like that? To monitor heart and brain and all that stuff. So
I know I'd be a paranoid motherfucker. I'd be going to get me a CAT scan at the hospital and be like, oh, give me a once over, doc.
Yeah. See what's in my butt.
Make sure they didn't leave nothing up there, purposely or accidental.
Exactly. He's buying an earring. God damn it.
Yeah. I fucking accidentally left the probe up there. It was like, oh, no.
He's back on the spaceship. Is like, yo, Bob, did you, I only got 3 of the probes. Where's number 4?
Shit. Shit.
This can't be good.
We're going to have to go back. And like, I'm not going back to Pascagoula, dude. It's not happening. It'll be fine. It'll be all right.
That swamp smelled funny.
Yeah, you sure it wasn't the fisherman's ash you were rooting around in that smelled funny?
Yeah, no kidding. Or maybe this was all bad fish. Maybe they just got some bad fish.
Who knows? Like I said, all we know is that Homeboy, especially the one guy, fucking held on to it for forever. So much so to where he essentially became the town nut and pariah. So if it really did happen to him, that's super fucking unfortunate. But like I said, the fact that he stuck to his guns the whole time, that they didn't know they were being recorded and the Homeboy was still tripping out, it was either some fucking a bad trip, like maybe they did a little fucking something out there while they were fishing, or like I said, maybe there was some kind of chemical spill out there and they didn't know, so but shared hallucination would be wild, Yeah.
It's a little uncalled for. A little uncommon, not uncalled for. A little uncommon that it's a shared, especially because their details were dead on, right?
Yeah, and like I said, look, even if it was drug related, like I said, I mean, how often you hear somebody shares a trip, like they both remember it exactly the same. I mean, that would be a paranormal event all on its own.
Yeah,
be like, we got so high that our minds melded and we had the same hallucination. Like that on its own would need to be studied.
Right, exactly. And they'd have to tamper with what exactly they had, how much they had. Oh my God, yeah, that sounds mind-boggling.
I don't know. I just love that it's always J-Dub that comes with alien stories, because when J-Dub first came here, she was like, fuck alien stories, but it's always J-Dub that comes to the tables with it, so.
No, you're 100% correct. And when she told me she was doing this, I'm like, really? And I'm like, another one? You don't even like aliens. And she's like, I do it for the listeners. I'm like, all right. It's getting better for her, though, because, like, that very first one she did, she was a mess.
Yeah, she was struggling.
Yeah, and the comedic part of me says it was fun to listen to because she was struggling so hard. But, the personal feelings on it is like, man, I don't know why you do this. Why would you put yourself through that and then, have to do that? And she's like, I do it for the listeners because that's what they want. I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's roll.
All the more power to her.
By the way, speaking of J-Dub, congratulations to J-Dub. 4 million views on her Ghost Files documentary.
That's fucking wild. How have you heard anything from Homeboy? How's he doing?
No, I'm waiting for his Florida doc to drop because the trailer he put out looked fucking amazing. And I went and looked. It's been a couple weeks, but I went and looked at his page, and I'm like, it was supposed to drop, I thought, back in December. And so I don't know what's going on there, whether it's something personal or he's having issues with maybe getting some waivers.
Like a release or something.
So
there's no tell when you're doing documentaries, man. Everybody could be on and good to go, and the next thing you know, somebody's like, I'd like to recant what I put in there. And
exactly.
The next thing you know, you're having to re-edit a whole fucking section. And
yeah, and it could be the whole entire family recanted on him, and all that was just lost. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be rough. I mean, we had a whole episodes of Murder Nerd. We had We had a scrub because we had, or was it the family got involved? Like certain person of the family got involved and got agitated. So I could only imagine what he deals with. The amount of people he interviews just for one story.
Yeah, and I'm not, and to be 100% honest, I'm not 100% sure that there wasn't some meddling's the wrong word. I'm not 100% sure that somebody didn't jump the gun on answering a post that wasn't necessarily directed for nerd nerds. And then it all like shifted to nerd nerds. And to be honest, to be 100% honest, those girls did a great job of just putting the story out there to bring it back to light, to bring it forward for something. And that's what their ideas was. And this family just did not, they basically said, you're telling the wrong story. And it's like, wow. But on the flip side of that, we had a sister of one of the missing or murdered girls come on the show and talk about the case. So I mean, it's one side or the other for murder nerds, and it's great. It was great. The girls did a great job, and Murderers is not quite the same since they left. But we've got new stuff coming eventually here. Golden Jay has to get his editing done, and that's where we're at with that. So hopefully within the next couple months, you'll have some new Nerds and the Black Dahlia.
Editing never ends, man.
It never ends. Never.
All right. Next up was Golden Jay on April 15th, episode 267. Make sure I didn't skip anything here. Nope. Yeah, episode 267. Wait. Oh, I did skip.
You're not doing 260? You got to do 266,
no,
baby.
It's 266. Yeah, no, there's my note right there. I just fucked it up. 266, a Columbia City haunted jail. First complaint, not enough Frankie.
Oh, shit.
Not enough Frankie. I think I might have heard like 2 audio clips of Frankie. We didn't even have him on for the episode talking about it. I was robbed.
Oh, God, I caught all kinds of shit over that, too. Here's the thing.
Sure you did.
Let me throw this out there because, we love Frankie Vegas, but we were recording this on a Wednesday night, which is his work night. And so when we brought Heidi in, it was on a Wednesday, which we record on Wednesday nights for Tucson. And it was his work night. And to be honest, to bring in a 5th person is a lot of extra setup. And, Golden Jay wasn't necessarily feeling it. He was still working clips. Did you guys listen to all the fucking clips I brought you?
Listen. There would be so much more if Golden Jay would have remembered to check the memory card to make sure it wasn't full and to make sure that, that the recorder was recording and...
My bad.
Yep.
I am not perfect. And, listen, all that stuff was cleared out when we went back in April. And I'm still digging through all that audio. I haven't even looked at the video yet because I know there's a spot that I got to go back for the video to see if something showed up on the video that both J-Dub and the one guy standing next to her swears they saw.
But all in all,
okay,
the audio you did have was solid. It
was good.
It was good. You guys sound like you had a blast. Like I said, there wasn't. I don't know where all the Frankie audio was. Was Frankie just quiet the whole fucking time?
Frankie, to be honest, Frankie was just there to kind of learn. Being his first investigation. Not that we're like seasoned veterans by any form, but we had done. What have we done? We've done the Fowler. We've done Lloyd Hall. We've done other stuff. So we'd already kind of had an idea of what we wanted to do. And working with Heidi was something brand new for all of us. So going through all that, Frankie was definitely there just kind of taking it all in. And that's what the design of it was for him just to take it all in. And the guy got pushed, touched, whatever you want to call, in the middle of that too. So I mean, what a great experience for Frankie.
Yeah, I do remember him. That was the last episode I listened to today. And I remember hearing him being like, "Oh," and they were like, "What? Did you touch me?" And like, "I don't think I touched you."
Yeah. Well, and to be 100% fair, it was extremely dark. I mean, it's pitch black in those catacombs, and he was standing to the side that I had my bag. I have a bag, camera bag that looks like a backpack, and you flip it around, and then it's flat in front of me. So the
Yeah.
recorder and all that stuff is right there. I can, I got it all at that good access, and should have been in front of me. It might have been tilted to the side, and he might have brushed it, but I didn't feel him brush it. So I don't know. Take it for what it is. With the amount of VVPs that we brought out of that episode, I'm pretty sure the boy got touched.
Yeah. That's a fucking soundbite. Sweet Jesus. But no, it was solid. It sounds like a good investigation. It also sounded like you guys had fun. There's a lot of laughing.
Yeah.
That last audio that you played for was fucking. Oh my god. It's horrible.
Oh my god. And if you listen to Tuesday's Real Terror, J-Dub guest on there with Wonder Bread himself, and he actually plays that clip again. He loved it so much he played it on his show.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was a great clip. If you haven't listened to it, you've got to go back to episode 266 and listen to all the audio. And we got some good shit. And I was so proud of that audio. We did go back in April, and I'm still digging through it. The first half of the night was a lot of those, I don't even know what they're called, the ones that run through the radio stations. And then Lisa's actually has, hold on, I'm going to tell you exactly what it's called, because I downloaded it myself, because it's a nice app that runs that without all that static and shit. Necrophonic is the name of it. And so what's interesting is when you go back and re-listen to that audio, it's words coming through these apps or the little scanner, and you're listening to that, and if there's EVPs, they're buried behind all that static and noise, and it's really hard to figure it out. Now, I haven't gotten to the audio from the catacombs on the second visit yet, which is where I think, I'll get most of my stuff when we go back and listen to it. But like I said, we've been so flippin' busy. I'm only through maybe half of the audio at this point. It's really cool in a couple spots. You hear my name. I'm pretty sure, and I clipped it, and I'll have the girls listen to it again when we go back, but I could swear that it says Jeremy Golden.
Oh shit.
And I listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, it could, you could waffle on it in one way or the other, but there's another spot in that necrophonic that comes through. It says Jeremy, and it's very clear. So I clipped that too. But I'm looking forward to getting into the rest of it. Just trying to get things with Townsend done and the Bigfoot Festival, and making sure that episodes are coming out. Golden 80s and Tucson. Been a busy couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Right, so next up we had Golden Jay on April 15th, episode 267. Now, if you're going to have a vampire story in America, of course it has to come out of New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Because apparently the story looked at regular ghost stories and said, nah, let's add jazz, voodoo, abstinence, and blood-drinking immortal Frenchmen. Enter, who do you say, Jacques? Jacques?
I kept calling it Jean. I just called him
There's an
Jean.
S at the end of it, though.
I'm not sure exactly the correctness on it, so.
Well, however you pronounce it, Jean, Jacques, Saint Germain, one of the South's strangest paranormal legends, according to local lore. Sometime in the early 1900s, this mysterious man showed up in the French Quarter, claiming to be the descendant from an infamous Count of Saint Germain. an actual historical figure who was basically the 18th century version of that guy. Alchemist, philosopher, possibly spy, rumored to be immortal. You know, the kind of dude who would have owned at least 3 cursed rings. Jacques quickly became known as a wealthy, charming socialite who threw lavish parties full of artists, aristocrats, and people who probably smelled strongly of cigars and bad decisions. Witness described him as a pale, unnervingly youthful, and strangely intense man, which in vampire terms is basically checking every box except for turning into a bat. Now here's where the story gets weird. Guests at his parties allegedly noticed one very suspicious detail about Jacques. Jacques never ate. Ever. People claimed that he would raise wine to his lips but never actually drink it, and if someone joked about vampires around him, witness said that he'd become visibly angry and abruptly leave the room, which honestly is either supernatural behavior or exactly how a guy reacts when he's desperately hiding IBS. The real turning point came after one woman reportedly leapt from his balcony screaming that Jacques had attacked her and tried to drink her blood. Police supposedly rushed to his apartment, broke in, and found no sign of him, but according to the legend, they did find wine bottles filled with blood. And from there, Jacques Saint Germain vanished completely. Now, skeptics have a field day with this story because there's frustratingly little hard evidence that Jacques ever existed in the way the legend described. A lot of historians think the tale evolved from old French quarter gossip mixed with New Orleans' love for the Gothic storytelling. Some even believe the character became fused with myths surrounding the real historical Count of Saint Germain, who already had centuries of immortality rumored attached to his name. But that's the thing about New Orleans. Truth and folklore tend to dance together down there like 2 drunk ghosts at Mardi Gras. And to this day, some locals still swear that Jacques never died. He just moved on when people started asking too many questions, because if you're an immortal vampire, disappearing from New Orleans after a blood scandal is probably just good business practice.
It's just good business. It's just good business.
I love New Orleans. It's just chock full of everything you could want, plus piss smell.
Yeah. No. Listen, man, I'm a big fan of New Orleans. You know that. I could go down there for a couple days, enjoy the nightlife. It's nothing like it. The food is fucking amazing in most places. If you hit the right Daisy Dukes, the one that we hit last time was not as good as the first one, but it is what it is. And the food is great. The fucking atmosphere is great. We all know that it's just chock full of vampire stories. I mean, it's the voodoo town. And when I saw this come up, and we had talked, I actually went back to Bamtober and scanned through all that to make sure we hadn't covered Saint Germain, because I thought it was a really interesting story, because it's a story of decades. It's not just the New Orleans part. It predates New Orleans and the New Orleans stories. And that's, they were like, well, he's a descendant. No, they believe that it's him that's roaming around. And it goes all the way back into Egypt, where they believed he was cursed to walk the earth forever. And then he shows up in the 70s on fucking TV doing the lead to gold thing. The story is continuous. I mean, they claim he's still out there today. So you never know.
Jacques.
He might be a professor at the college at Ball State or something, for all I fucking know.
Who fucking knows? Like I said, if you are immortal, fucking, you just recreate life whenever you want. Start over again. Start somewhere different. Say your name's different.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe learn how to hide the French accent.
Oui.
Yeah. Alrighty, on April 22nd, episode 268, the rocker chick brought us to the infamous Monroe Demon House, not to be confused with the Demon House out in Gary that is now a vacant lot. This one is out in Hartford City, or a place paranormal investigators have called one of the most aggressively haunted houses in America. And unlike some spooky old mansion sitting abandoned on a hill, this place just looks like a regular Midwestern home, which honestly makes it worse somehow. Nothing says terror like a demon potentially living between a Dollar General and a gas station. The legend of the Monroe House goes back to decades, with stories of violent hauntings, shadow figures, unexplained voices, and alleged demonic activity tied to the property. Local claims multiple families experienced terrifying events there long before paranormal investigators ever showed up with night vision goggles and emotional support EMF readers. The house allegedly earned its dark reputation after a string of tragedies and rumors involving violence and occult activity connected to the property over the years. People reported hearing growls, seeing black masses, objects moving on their own, and experiencing sudden feelings of rage, depression, panic, and while inside. The rage and depression and panic, I think that's just being in your mid to late 30s.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
And because apparently haunting
30s.
rules require at least one deeply cursed basement, investigators say the lower level of the Monroe house is where things become especially nasty. Witnesses have claimed to hear disembodied voices down there, screaming, scratching sounds, and what some describe as an overwhelming, oppressive presence. You know, the kind of atmosphere where every survival instinct in your body starts filing complaints. The house becomes widely known in paranormal circles thanks to investigator Nick Groff, and formerly of Ghost Adventures, who later featured the location and investigation connected to the paranormal lockdown and other projects. Investigators claim to capture disturbing EVPs, shadow anomalies, and the physical interaction inside the home. Now, skeptics, and there should always be skeptics in these conversations, point out that paranormal investigation often happens in highly suggestive environments. Old houses make noises. When all the power's out in the house, it's easy to hear bumps or bump into things. Fear amplifies perception. Once people hear a location is demonic, every creak suddenly becomes Satan doing jazz hands in the hallway. And honestly, you guys can tell I haven't written in a while. I'm just having fun with it. Fair point. But believers argue that the sheer consistency of reports over time is what makes the Monroe house compelling. Different witnesses, different owners, similar experiences, plus there are claims that even seasoned investigators became emotionally overwhelmed and physically ill while inside, which Jack Baggins would be him yelling that he's about to rage while threatening to beat up Aaron. Of course, poor paranormal TV doesn't... Yeah, poor Aaron, indeed. Doesn't exactly help the skepticism side either, because every investigation eventually features a grown man whisperer screaming, "Did you hear that?" in a coat rack for 45 minutes. Still, the Monroe house remains Indiana's most infamous paranormal legend. Whether it's truly haunted or psychologically overwhelming or just the world's least relaxing Airbnb, nobody seems to leave the place feeling comfortable. And if there is something in that house, it apparently really hates basement tours.
Yeah. Real quick shout out to Brian Greer. He actually posted on our Facebook that he has investigated the Monroe house. So,
oh, nice.
I just want to say thanks, Brian, for the comment, and maybe one of these days we'll get together and talk about it. I don't know.
Well, it's close to the jail you guys were at, isn't it?
Actually, I didn't even look it up to see where Hartford City was at.
Because if your homegirl was talking about,
well, Heidi was talking about it. But Heidi is from Columbia City area, so and Brian is from Crown Point area.
Okay.
So that's almost completely across the state. Hartford City is, let me take a peek at this here real quick. Is it's not quite to Indianapolis, but just south of Marion. So let's see, Wabash is in it's probably 2 hours from us south. It's before you get to Muncie, before you get to where Ball State's at.
I'm assuming they're doing tours.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Ghost hunts and all that jazz.
Yeah, they're gonna
we gotta. Haunted real estate, you gotta milk that.
Yeah,
make
absolutely.
that fucking spooky money.
Absolutely. So, I think it's a great story, and I love it's a great Indiana story, and it is supposedly one of the most haunted places in Indiana. So,
leave it to Indiana to have two separate demon houses.
Oh yeah, I mean we got to. Yeah.
Hopefully Hartford's a lot nicer than Gary, though.
Well, anything's better than fucking Gary.
Yeah, I was about to say, it doesn't have to be a scary haunted demon house to be scary in fucking Gary.
Scary and Gary.
It just has to be a house.
It's true. It just needs a little paint.
Yeah, that's about it. All right, for episode 269 on April 29th, J-Dub welcomed us to Bear Lake, a deep, cold, beautiful stretch of water straddling Utah and Idaho, where the scenery is peaceful, but the folklore is absolutely not. Because according to local legends, Something very large has been living beneath those waters for a long time. They call it the Bear Lake Monster. And like all good cryptids, it starts with the early settlers doing what humans always do when they don't understand something, staring at nature and going, yep, that's probably the devil. The earliest reports go back to the 1800s, where Mormon pioneers and locals described seeing a massive serpent-like creature moving through the lake. Witnesses claimed it was long, dark, fast, slithering, and beneath the surface. Some people reported having little limbs, other people reported being limbless like a snake, occasionally breaking the water surface with enough force to send waves rolling to an unnatural direction. Some accounts describe the creature with a horse-like head. This is why J-Dub covered the story, I'm convinced.
Oh, absolutely.
Others say more crocodilian. Some say it moves like a giant snake, which is, from a skeptical standpoint, usually translate to we all saw something in the water and agreed it was terrifying. But here's where it gets interesting. Unlike a lot of lake monster legends that fade in the campfire stories, the Bear Lake sighting kept showing up over time. Fishermen, boaters, canoers, and even tourists have claimed strange disturbances in the water. Sudden swells, unexplained shadows beneath boats, large whirlpools, shapes moving too smoothly to be normal wildlife. Now, skeptics have a field day with this, and honestly, they're not wrong to. Bear Lake is deep, cold, and has weird optical effects like light refraction, drifting logs, or large fish, or even have patterns can absolutely trick your eyes. Add a bit of expectations bias, and suddenly every ripple becomes underwater monster. But believers point out something else, the consistency of the story. Different people, different decades, same general description. Something large, serpentine, not behaving like anything known by science to be in this water. Some even suggest it could be a surviving prehistoric species or an unknown freshwater predator adapted to the lake's unique environment. Others go full cryptid mode, ancient guardian spirit, undiscovered aquatic reptile, or maybe is a clone of George Clooney that is adapted to the water. That's something that's actually on Reddit. That's an actual thing on Reddit. But Reddit has everything. And the Tona Bear Lake legend doesn't try too hard. No overcomplicated mythology, no dramatic haunting, just a quiet lake, not even a bunch of missing people. Just an uneasy feeling that sometimes underneath might be bigger than it should be. So is it a monster? A misidentified animal? A collective frontier-era hallucination powered by cold water and bigger imaginations and scientific equipment? Or just another case of humans doing what we do best, turning the unknown story into something with teeth? Either way, if you find yourself in Bear Lake at night, the water goes still in a way it feels intentional, well, that's usually when the skeptics stop talking and get the fuck out of the water.
Right. Get out. Isn't one of the theories that it actually is Nessie?
It's always fucking Nessie, man.
Right.
They're like, if somehow Nessie got from Scotland all the way
Utah.
out to Bear Lake.
Yeah. No.
A lake, people,
Yeah.
which is a sealed body of fucking water.
Yeah, I thought that one was a little ridiculous myself, but I'd always think it's
At
interesting.
least say it was one of like Nessie's children, like illegally transported and dumped in the lake. Like at least go there. Don't be like Nessie's just got there somehow.
It's child trafficking. There you go. That's what that was.
The lake monsters become a harder and harder pill to swallow with science because we get bigger and bigger radars and means to fucking 3D map a whole lake, and which is great for science and everything, but also sucks a lot of the fun out of life. So
yeah. And they've been doing it for years with different lakes where they drain them because they're going to find this thing, or they go out there with sonar and so on and so forth. But it's part of the myth, it's part of the legend, it's part of the fun. Is being there to go check it out. And it's like I've always talked about with Loch Ness. It's like with technology today, why are there not fucking cameras all over that lake? It's like, oh my god, there earlier this year, and I talked about it in one of the episodes as one of the prelim stuff. There were 2 sightings within a month of each other of Nessie, and it's like, yeah, great. What happened to your fucking cell phones, and why don't we have video surveillance cameras everywhere?
Anything.
Yeah, something. But, it is what it is. We talked about that with Bigfoot tonight on the other episode. It's like, it's elusive. If they don't want to be seen, they're not going to be seen. So.
Well, yeah, and the same. Like, we might have the technology, but This is the same technology that they use constantly, and yet they're still finding, like, oh, a 15th century ship was recently discovered just off the coast of blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh, just off the coast? That's a pretty heavily trafficked area with pretty fucking shallow water. We're just now finding the motherfucker?
Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's constant. Like, we know less about the water on this planet than we do fucking space, which is fucking jarring. And why you won't catch me on a fucking cruise ship?
Well, in that, and getting fucking diseases all over and people getting stuck on cruise ships.
Yeah, don't get me started on that shit. Jesus, man. I don't understand it. I never will. People want to go get trapped. I mean, I get it. It's great. Orgy at sea, if that's your fucking thing. Good. Go on.
Right.
But, I mean, the diseases, rogue waves, I mean, fucking the crap. There was that one years ago where all the crappers stopped working, so everybody was having to shit in buckets. I mean, my God. No thanks. I'll stay on land.
It's never been on my top of my bucket list, that's for sure. It's always something you think about, but it's never been a priority.
At least if a plane goes down, I'm a goner. You know, if a fucking ship sinks, I'm treading water with God knows what under me for how long before I'm a goner? Nah.
Just move over, Rose. There's plenty of room on that.
There was plenty of room on that fucking door, that fucking ginger bitch.
Amen. Well, hey, listen, I don't mean to hear and run, but we have got a storm that is just hitting the house here, and I'm afraid that at some point I'm going to lose electricity. It wouldn't be the first time.
That was the last one anyways.
Right on.
Let me get us out of here. All right, folks. Headlights are fading now. The road's getting straighter. The static in the radio was settling. And just like that, we brought you back across the line between might be out there and what we expect to call normal. For now, this is where the trip ends. Back in the mortal realm. Back to the noise, the schedules, and the things that don't always leave room for questions and don't have clean answers. But if you've been listening closely, you already know how this works. The stories don't end here. They just step out of the car for a while. Me, Just Logan, and Golden Jay will be here every time the road gets quiet enough for you to start wondering again. Same place, same time, waiting just past the edge of what makes sense. Because whether you believe it, or doubt it, or sit somewhere in between, there's always another turn in the dark worth taking. And when you're ready to take that drive again, you already know where to find us. On the other side.
Bigfoot is real.
And swamp monsters are maybe real. I mean, no. It's been a good one, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at UnitedStatesOfParanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.